Shalom, Akim. I'm going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Racha, Kadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS for teaching and rule well, and salutations to all the Akim, all four corners of earth, who's pushing this truth and sincerity. Shalom, Akim. Yeah, we were on the line about a week or two ago, and we were discussing, we had just briefly went into, I had spoke about the Harlem Hellfighters, and we were just basically saying how Jake has been in all these wars that America has fought. And, it was just something very interesting. And it was through the spirit that I had went through. I had stumbled upon some information about the Harlem Hellfighters a solid few months previous to us going online talking to them. And it was just the little story I seen on YouTube was speaking about how the French the Harlem Hellfighters went over to France, and at first the French were getting their ass whooped by the Germans, and they needed help, but the Americans weren't going to go over there and help them. Americans had a bunch of different things going on here in America. America was just forming at that time for the most part. I want to say this is around the Great Depression, and there were a few things. Well, this is before World War I was before the Great Depression, but it was a lot going on in America. They were still establishing themselves, so to speak. But you did have the Harlem Hellfighters there, so they was like, we'll send them, the send-off guys. And so they went over there and they were fighting and stuff, and they were winning all the battles and stuff. They were winning battles after battles. So World War I ends, and they get all the medals and stuff, and they're still stationed over there because when wars end, you're still stationed over there for the most part, and you can be stationed for quite some time in these different areas wherever your country conquered. And they were becoming officers and stuff. And, over in France, they were allowing them to go to the officers' clubs and stuff. But when they came back to here in America, they were under heavy racism and stuff, There's tons of movies. I'm going to check out this other movie I was just watching on TV the other day down in Texas about the Juneteenth stuff and how the soldiers returned back and how they were greeted by the racist Klan and stuff like that. I'm going to check out that movie. But, yeah, so they were... while they were over there, they were treated like kings. They could go to officers' clubs. They could deal with the white women and stuff like that. But then they come here to America, and, everything's turned upside down. They just helped liberate Europe from the Germans, but they came here and were treated like dirt. Well, this is Micah 2:10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sure destruction. This is not our place of rest, man. This has been thorn on our side. It's our place of punishment. Even though we fight for the armies, we fight for the navies, and now the Air Force or whatever branch of military there is, we're still treated less than, and it didn't stop, man. You got to realize when World War I happens, we're just a few years out of slavery. And so these people are scared that we have guns, especially when we return back. We're seasoned fighters. That's another thing. In the movie Rosewood, they showed you, most of these towns, when you go back in history, the black towns that were being built up, who were the ones that were protecting them? Those soldiers coming back from war. They were not going for the racism that the Edomites were putting on them, man, So, this is not our place of rest, man. Even though we fight in their armies, we fight their wars, we still get treated like shit. And that's just the name of the game, man, So this is not our place of rest, man, Then on top of that, when you think about a lot of these towns and stuff that are coming up in America, that Jake was prospering in and taking over, trying to build up and do businesses in, because once again, Esau did not want us to do business with them, which was fine. We'll do our own business. We never needed we set up our own banks. We set up our own rail lines and all that good stuff, set up our own markets and everything. We didn't have to go deal with Esau. But what did Esau do? He burned down the towns. He burned them, whatever Jake established, Esau would come through with lies and burn them down, man. This is Exodus 20:16. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And in a lot of these areas, in these towns, whether it be in Florida, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Chicago, Memphis, all the major cities in America, at some point, Jake was established there, and Esau went and burned those places down, Why? They would lie and say that we raped their women or something to that effect. It was always a heinous lie that would send these Edomites into fury. In all actuality, it was all in their heart anyways. They just wanted to, they were jealous of us. Governor Wallace of Mississippi back in 1965 or 7, he was interviewing poor white people and the poor black people, mainly the poor white people. He was interviewing them, and he said, "Why are you so racist? What's your main motivation for being so racist against the black people that are on the other side of town?" And their answer was that we just want to have more than they do. They work hard, but we don't have the jobs and opportunity they have, but we still want more than them. We just don't want those niggers having more than us. That was their bottom line answer. And so he said, okay, I'm going to try my hardest to keep them down, vote for me, basically. So, the whole construct of these devils here in America has been to keep us down. And whenever we try to build up, they're going to knock it down. The Lord puts a spirit in them to take us down, man. Why? Because this is not our place of rest, like Micah 2:10 was saying, man. And every time we try to build up here, the Lord puts that thought into Esau's mind: go burn them down, go do what you got to do to take those towns down. They will not prosper here. They will be under your hand, under your control, man. And that's just the way it is, man. And these hellfighters, they, like I said, they went over to Europe and helped the French, which was colonies already, once again proven, which, previous years to that, the Haitians had already kicked their butts in the Haitian Revolution. So, and they're already paying taxes and stuff. So Jake has never, ever in his Western Hemisphere been able to get a foothold in anything, man. So when you look at places like Haiti and Cuba, and I know I'm kind of all over the place with it, but, these places were heavily taxed by the powers that are at hand, man. This is 1 Thessalonians 5:3. For when they shall say peace and safety, then certain destruction come upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and shall not escape. Yeah, Jake was in all these little towns trying to build up after World War I and before World War I, but Esau, the devil, he would always come down with great wrath upon Jake, man, and let them know that you're not going to be building up. You're not going to have towns looking better than me, than our towns. You're not going to be better than our poor, You're going to stay a poor person. You're going to stay a poor, at the end, at the butt, at the back, and that's just the way it is. This is your punishment, man. So, yeah, these people have been a good whipping stick on us, man. And the Lord put upon us. They put them over us, man. The Lord put them over us, man. This is Ecclesiastes 12:10. Never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rustles, so is his wickedness, man. So he's going to show his wickedness one way or another, man. He's going to pretend like he likes you and then turn his back and bite you, man. You helped him out fight his wars, and then he turns around and just kicks your ass, man. Find some way to pull out whatever he gives you, backdoor you, so to speak. Ecclesiastes 12:11. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words, and be pricked therein. Who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or such as come in a wild beast? So this devil has always had a hatred for us, even though, once again, we could be side by side, because when I was looking at the breakdown of what the hellfighters were, Esau is going to throw his hat in the mix all the time, man. But once again, he was probably our lieutenants or over us. You see the different tribes. You have the Puerto Ricans, the brothers from the islands, West Indies, and it said white officers as well, but they were over us, and they were just so to be overseers, making sure that we didn't turn our guns on them, so to speak, or on the country. And that's another thing too that was happening too during these wars that you'll find out that Jake, when they went to a lot of these European countries and stuff, when the battle was over with, man, they just stayed there. They didn't want to come back to America because America was very racist to them, man. And these countries that they had helped liberate, they were getting more love over there. So why would you go back to a place which hanging you from the trees and stuff like that, that look at you down, and why would you go there? Why would you go back? The wars that they fought, like I say, when they were in France, they were officers. When they came back to America, they were regular grunts, regular soldiers. Why would you want to come back here? So a lot of them left, the United States Army and joined these other armies in foreign countries. And there's tales and books written about that. But yeah, I just wanted to add my 2 cents in this. We were talking about this on the line the other day, and I wanted to go in depth. And I could go as farther. You go farther down in depth because from the Harlem Hellfighters, before them you had the Buffalo Soldiers. You've always had these different groups that were fierce fighters in this American army or in the military period. You just got to look them up and find out. With that being said, I was edifying. Shalom, Akim.